It doesn't matter whether it's mid-morning or late morning, brunch time or nearly lunchtime, or saying that any other time of the day. If you feel that this movement mission could benefit you, then crowbar it in any time of the day. Morning, Mrs. P, you're the first one in today. Hello and welcome. It is but another new week. Another hopefully great week. I am licking my wounds a little bit today, but when we get a few more numbers, I'll explain a little. Mrs. P saying good morning to everyone. Who else has got a message for us then? Let me just get comfortable on the ball that I'm sitting on. Right, so Mrs. P, it's just me and you right now, just us, nice and cosy. Nice to have you round this morning. Here's another couple more to join us. Good morning, the Dickinson duo. Hello up there in Bolton. Have we had any other random hailstorms? Yesterday, I'm happy to report that, no, we didn't win, but I'm happy to report that we didn't have one spot of rain on us. Now, I'd sent out a message that said, wrap up warm, bring some extra clothes. If we're going to get wet, then, and if your kids don't want to play, then that's fine if they don't want to get cold, wet and feeling horrible. So everybody came with leggings on and their shorts over the top and tops underneath their footy tops. And we were just too hot. Hence the slightly rouge forehead and panda eyes here, look. George is wide awake for a change. Good morning, George. Sheila Day normally greets us with a greetings, movement snackers, but she says hello to all fellow snackers today. Margaret Woods in, saying hello to all you breakfast snackers. I think that's it so far. Oh, Dawn. Good morning, Dawn. You're in. Good morning to you. Right, so we're a healthy 8 today. Right, reports from Bolton is grey, dull. Reports from Cranlarrick, Dawn Skelton, still in jammies. Don't blame you. Don't blame you. Ian Wright, good morning, Kelsey. The morning after the night before. Now, does that imply that you've been up to something, or does that imply that we've been up to something because we potentially won yesterday? We didn't. We got smashed. We got smashed yesterday in football. It was, the score was 10-2. We scored twice. It was 7-aside, but they let us have 9 players. Never mind, we live and learn. It's training tonight, so we'll review and decide what we need to do from here. Quite a lot. Anyhow, morning, Gloria. Great to have you in with us. Dry but overcast up where you are then, Dawn. Maddie's in today, saying good morning to everyone. Carol Kent reporting a lovely bright morning. And just as I've said that, the brightness has gone up. No, I haven't done the dimmer switch. It's the actual sun that's blazing through now. So, yeah, by the time we finished football yesterday, considering it was going to be like 70 or 80% rain, it was like 22 degrees. Lovely. We'll take that. Yes, we did get 2 goals for us, Gloria. And the girl who... oh dear, from Dawn. The girl who scored them, she was on payment per goal. So normally it's £2 a goal. But yesterday it was £5 a goal. So she made quite a healthy little profit from her 2 goals. Morning, O'Deal. Live and learn is a great philosophy. Yes, live, learn and lick those wounds from time to time. Morning, Jane Kurt. You're the first. I've not seen your name on my movement snacks before, so hello and welcome. If you've not movement snacked before, if you've not done it for a while, or if you're new to movement snacking, have a look at the moves, see what might be best for you, and take your selection from there. Right. Diane Edwards, good morning to you. Christine Rowland and Lynn, hopefully Lynn's with you. Hello, both of you too. Is it 8 o'clock yet? I've not got another clock with me, so just give us a nod. I reckon it about is. Bribery does get you quite a few places, Dawn. Yes, that is a tact that we use from time to time. Right, I think I'm going to call it, everyone, with the last couple of good mornings. Morning, Pat Haynes, and morning, Carol Watson. Right, let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Good morning and welcome. It's officially 8 a.m. Maybe a little bit beyond 8 a.m. But we need to get going in our first movement mission of the day, should you wish to accept. You can move from a standing or a seated position. It's up to you, and you can go between whatever feels right for you today. Remember, I can't see you, but of course you should be able to see me. And I'm going to move around in different places so you can get the best view of the different moves. Check your area. Now this morning, in morning routines, we generally go for socks unless we're on a wooden or a tiled floor. Then we will go with something that gives us a bit more grippage to the floor. It's up to you what you want to work with. Make sure that if you've got shoes on or even slippers, that they're secure on your feet. Here's our external support. You might have a few options around you that you can use, and your chair is stable and feels good to sit in. Let's go for a bottom up posture check. Feet hip distance, same in the seated position. Standing long through your legs or sitting even through your buttocks. Everyone lifting and lengthening, feeling the rib cage part up and away from the hips. Create length and space here in the middle bit. Shoulders, let's crowbar around, back and down in, and then feel the chest open. Do take up some support in standing and get some foot pedals underway. And one last thing that we've not mentioned for seated is that you may well find that coming a bit forwards in the chair, so taking a few hip walks, can bring you into a position where you feel like you can move a bit better from. Foot pedals all round. Into leg marches, I'll leave it with you. You can do a few more foot pedals if you like before you move into leg marches. We're just picking up the knees here, even as we can, right side, left side. Taking up some support for our upper body in seated on the chair, and in standing, of course, utilising that external support. We want this to boost our circulation, not challenge our balance in standing. So that external support can come quite handy. We're going to bring in an arm swing if that feels okay for you. So here, aim to have a right angle bend at your elbow, driving back with the elbow to get a bit of range of movement out of your shoulder. Change sides if you still need to hold on to your support. And the same in seated, of course, you may be holding on to the arm of the chair or the side of the seat. If you reckon you feel stable, strong, and you feel coordinated in standing with everything on the move, then have a go. And just shouldn't be too intense here. So just move steadily, but definitely with the leg movements and the arm swings. There's going to be a change perhaps in your breathing and a little bit of a change in your heart rate, but nothing too much, nothing to get you out of puff. You might need to take a few deeper breaths though, saying that. Just keep going with that for a few moments longer. If your hips are a bit squished, perhaps just work through the arms and leave the legs to have a rest for a moment. Lifting and lengthening best we can through our posture. Should be feeling a little bit warmer now, like a bit of a ready brek glow around your body. Bring that to a close. Couple of 3 minutes on circulation boosting, job done. Excellent move to crowbar in, especially if you've been not doing very much for a duration of time, and you need to switch your body from that idling, switched off mode to a definite on mode. We start with our shoulder lifts and shoulder circles. So here in seated, arms long and loose by your side. Same in standing. You might want to take your feet a little bit wider just to broaden the base of support there that you're standing over, or fingertips onto whatever's your external support. Here we go with a lift. A lift and a controlled press down. Try not to let those shoulders just drop and plonk down. Just notice what's happening around your shoulders and your neck area there. Notice what's happening around your shoulder blades as well. You should feel them sliding up and then sliding down either side of your spine there. We normally do about 4 or 5. And if we've lost count, a 6th one never goes amiss. There we go, job done. Let's take this into a shoulder circle. So just turning to the side, I will. Up, round, back and down. Now here in our morning routine, we never focus on a forward shoulder circle, and always a lifting, an opening, an engaging of the shoulder blades and the upper back muscles before we relax down. And this is because in lots of activities that you'll be up to throughout your day, you'll end up rounded shouldery. So this opens everything up. Take a pause there. Now I'm going to come in a bit closer. You will, of course, stay where you are. We're going to go into some head turns. Now this may, you taking the mickey out my socks? This may challenge your balance, so take up some support or hold on to the side of your chair that you're sat in. We've got a glance to the side. Oh, a little click as well. And back to the middle. And then over to the other side. So your chin is up and away from the chest. And at the same level throughout this turning motion. The pause in the middle is a reminder for us not to move too fast and for us to check our posture. And here with the shoulders, so anything below collarbones, keep still. So we're not allowing the shoulders, the trunk to join in with the head turns. It's just to focus on our neck turning, mobility around the spine here. I think I'm done. You might have another one to do. Right, let's take the fingertips to the chin and we'll go for our chin tuck. Doesn't look much from the front, but have a look. Shoulders are down, neck is long, fingertips to guide. So it's just retracting the head. Have a look from here. So normal head position. And just bringing the head back, the chin tucking in to feel some lengthening up either side of your spine there. And you should feel like your head changes position slightly. So it becomes set, not quite set, it becomes encouraged to be in a better head on top of shoulders, cherry on top of the cake kind of position. 4 or 5 of those. A good move to do if you've got something behind you as well, so you've got a little reference point. Anyhows, second round of Cirque Boost. Let's take the feet out wide in standing. You can hold on to your hands together and include a little bit of an arm row here. Or, if you prefer, you can come from one part of your, from support to support. We're trying to encourage a little bit of trunk movement here to kind of prepare us for our next trio of moves. Starting off with a trunk twist. A trunk twio, we've called it before. Now, trunk twists, we're going to head into next. In seated first, your hips are going to stay still because guess what? You're sat on them. And here we can just focus on a turn, maybe a glance over the shoulder as well, and a steady turn back to the middle. Remember, any turning, twisting, bending movements may have an impact on your balance system. In standing, you may prefer to have your feet a bit wider, and I think this really helps with keeping the hips forwards. So feet wider, knees definitely bent. You can go across your support and trunk through the twisting motion, and then back to the middle with a little bit of a pause in the centre so that you can regain posture. Just check the hips and knees are staying where we want them to stay, and we can move steadily through the trunk. It's almost too tempting sometimes for the legs to straighten and for the hips to twist around with, and you can see the difference between that kind of trunk twist and this kind of trunk twist. There's a bit of a difference. So twisting, turning over, getting into your coats, your winter coats, getting out of your winter coats and cardigans and stuff like that is where we have twisting motions in our day already. Seat belts on, turning, crossing the road, things like that. Who's ready for a sideways bend? So here we're trying to keep top half in line with legs. Keep your feet where they are, perhaps in that wide position. With support or without support, take your pick. And as you tilt over, you might feel some muscles lengthening down the side of your body. They might feel a little bit stiff to begin with, but after a couple, should start getting a little bit of give, and maybe you notice an increase in how far you can tilt and bend down. Here in seated, perched, tall, bottom glued to the chair, and you may well have some legs. Hopefully you've got some legs on the chair that you can track your fingers down as you tilt over to the side. Now in seated and standing, either over your bottom or over your over your feet, not your hips. The weight, try and keep the weight shared 50-50, just so that we're not tipping and shifting our weight as well. And this really tries to maximise, without any compensations that your body might get up to, our sideways bending moving action. Now I know I'm odd because I've just gone right, so I'm going to the left to make sure I'm now even. There we go. Take a pause there, bring your feet back underneath you if you're in standing. We're going to go into our final trunk movement. It's a back extender, a back extension. You may prefer to hold on with this one, and do be mindful of the position of your head, as this can determine how your balance will feel. i.e., if the chin goes up and the head goes back, you may feel that challenge of balance in a backwards direction. But if the chin's tucked in, we lengthen up a little bit more, our gaze is forwards, and we just try and extend at the top end. Now we're all very different within our postures. So yours might look very different to what mine looks like, and that's okay. Here in seated, hands on the thighs perhaps, lifting into your good posture, trying to lift a little bit more into a better posture, and then a little tilt back. Take a rest, take a switch off in the middle. 2 or 3 more then to aim for the 4 or 5. Steadily moving in and out. And as I said earlier, when we were doing shoulder circles, a lot of our daily activities require us to be working over, picking stuff up, putting stuff away, and we are generally can end up rounded shouldered and rounded through the back. So this really goes against that in a good way, of course. Right, final move then, ankles, feet and toes trio. Let's get some ankle cricking, toe clicking, foot pedals underway. If the joints pop and click, don't worry about it. It's just what they do, isn't it, from time to time. As long as it's not uncomfortable or painful, it's generally okay if your joints are clicking and popping a little bit. Right, so we're getting some creasage over the toes, underneath the toes, I almost said then. Get some pointing through the toes as you pick up the knees a little bit. So this is a slowed down leg march. Point the toes, really stretch through the feet there. And maybe have a go. Just glance down at your feet, lifting the toes off the floor. And as you do that, you'll really feel the ball of your foot, that joint there, you'll feel that dig into the ground a little bit or into your shoe. Have a go at this one too. Crunching the toes, curling them under. Oh, there's some more. And I'll just show you that from the side. You're trying to get a bit of an arch there, a bridge, a bit of a foot bridge, literally. All right, into our ankles, feet and toes trio then. You might want to have something hold on to by the side of you. We don't want this to challenge balance. Lock off the knee, keep it soft, and then let's have a go in the standing version, toes down, heel down. Really pointing and then really pulling back. Biggest, strongest, best movement out of that ankle. Really specific pointing and flexing of the foot. In seated, if you're still in the front portion of your chair, you can do the same. Perhaps supporting the upper body, hands on the side of the chair here. There's a bit of a knee lift in there to clear some space for the foot to move underneath. Or take a hip walk back if you're not already there. Take up some support, lifting the leg, not too high, and then we've got a point and a pull back. Now this does feel a little bit different than what you're doing on the previous two options. So you might want to crowbar in a few of these as well. Really pulling back and pulling back on the toes as well. And really pointing away. So you should feel a bit of lengthening across the top of your foot there as everything moves around the ankle joint. And this specific move works through to our stepping, our step transfers, our walking actions, our sideways steps, any backward steps that we might do, so that we can work through the feet and the ankles and improve the mobility and movement quality around that. And there we have your morning movement mission completed. Mission 1, job done. Well done you lot. I'm going to take a read back of the messages as usual. Oh, we're on shift change. Dave's on the noon. Bex is on the 4. Yes, I'm going to go with that one. Carol Kent, help me out. You always know what shifts we're on. But thank you everyone. Have a great morning and we'll see you at 12 and then we'll see you again at 4 hopefully. See you later.